Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me today. In today's episode, I want to talk about a fascinating topic. It is a question that was asked in one of the Facebook groups. And it's a comment, not a question. The comment says, "It is crazy how several of us experienced the eyes turning jet black and other crazy things that can't be explained." Now, this is a quite it's a quite well-known narc trick that when people see it, it often makes them start Googling things like, is the narcissist a demon? And then they come across information about the Jezebel spirit. Now, I'm not a Christian, and this is certainly not to take away from anyone's Christian or religious beliefs. But I sometimes think that when we say that the narcissist is suffering from, being taken over by a Jezebel spirit, we're letting them off the hook. We're giving them an excuse for their behavior. And not only are we doing that, just quickly, the narcissist will be the first person to take full advantage of that. So, for example, if you are a Christian and you do believe it's the Jezebel spirit, and the narcissist will say to you, it is not me, I cannot help it, I am possessed by a spirit, by a demon, please pray for me. Knowing full well that they're just going to turn around and take full advantage of you at a later date. So, let's talk about the science behind this black eye phenomenon. And let's talk about the eye itself, first of all. So, I've got some notes, and I've been researching this particular condition. So, first of all, the pupil, so the eye is made up of the coloured part of the eye is called the iris, and the dark part of the eye is called the pupil. So the center of the eye is the pupil. And pupil dilation, which means when it expands, is regulated by the sympathetic nervous system, which is part of the body. It's the part of the body that controls the fight or flight response. And when the pupil size changes, the pigment in the iris either compresses or spreads apart, depending on whether or not the pupil is dilating or shrinking, so expanding or shrinking. Now, there's also an eye condition called aniridia. It's a disorder, and it creates the look of a pure black eye. It's a chromosomal mutation, and it makes the eye appear all black, but in fact there is a small ring of iris on the outside. Anyhow, pupil size or pupillometry shows that pupils dilate, as in expand, when we are sexually aroused. The eyes also dilate due to changes in lighting, but thoughts and feelings can also change pupil size. Certain drugs, such as LSD, mushrooms, amphetamines, all dilate the pupil. When we orgasm, the pupil dilates. And according to Daniel Kahneman, who was a Princeton University psychologist, he said that the pupil also dilates when trying to figure out complex mathematical equations. So the more complex, the more wider the pupil dilated. So, bringing it back to the narcissist, well, I have a theory, and this is my theory, as I said, with a with a little bit of science behind it. My theory is the black eye phenomenon occurs at times when we are arguing with them, and they have a huge and instant rush of adrenaline. And so just quickly, adrenaline and noradrenaline are two separate but related hormones and neurotransmitters. So essentially they're released into the bloodstream and they prepare the body for this fight or flight. And one of the things that they do is they dilate the pupil. I assume so it's that it can see under low level lighting. There's a lot of different reasons why that would happen. There's not enough research to show exactly why it does occur with the narcissist. But my theory is that that it's that rush of adrenaline, because noradrenaline is kind of drip fed into the body during the day, over the course of the day, for a lot of different reasons. But adrenaline is that, I mean, anyone who's experienced a hit of adrenaline knows exactly how intense that can be. So adrenaline is when you get the fright of your life, and literally your heart, it feels like your heart jumps into your mouth. You get this fear surge, energy surge, this rush. Usually you'll kind of shout. When someone gives you a real fright, your instant reaction will be kind of to shout out in fear / anger. Your body is literally preparing itself to fight for its life or to run really fast. But either way, it's a huge hit of adrenaline. So let's just assume that that's what's going on here with these narcissists when we are in the middle of an argument with them, and they have this rage, this kind of rage that comes over them all of a sudden. And for whatever reason, they feel triggered and threatened. And so they react in this way, and it causes their eyes to turn black. That is my theory. I'm sticking to it. We've had theories about Sampaku eyes, which is the white on 3 sides, being narcissistic and crazy eyes, and narcissists' eyes have been spoken about as dead eyes, shifty eyes, cold eyes. So this is now another theory, the black eyes. I don't think it's the Jezebel spirit. I think that the narcissists suffer from a personality disorder, and they do have control over themselves. And if you give them any way to avoid taking responsibility for themselves, they will take it. So if you say to them, oh yes, you're suffering from the Jezebel spirit, or you're possessed by the Jezebel spirit, they will say, yes, I am. Please pray for me. Don't fall for it, darlings. Don't fall for it. And just for the record, I know how terrifying the black eyes is. I have experienced it myself. It is very damn scary. It's like something out of a horror movie. I've only seen it once, maybe twice. I've only seen it a couple of times in my life, but it's scary. It's a thing. It's real. But that's my theory anyhow. All right, lovelies. Thank you for listening, and yeah. You know what to do, darlings. Get narc free and stay narc free. Bye.